I don't know if it's any quieter. I've been leaving it plugged in. If not, you can unplug it. I'll plug it back in when it comes up.
It's all on the other side of the post. What am I speaking?
On the microphone. Okay, good. Just speak loud. Huh?
Are they going to have the national?
Probably. They'll probably want the flag on.
I got one for us. One Guyanabo. Yeah.
At this time, would you please stand? Prayer. Follow with our national
Not about 5 or 6
ceremonies for this particular ball game taking place down at Highland Park right now, but we're only about 5 minutes or so away from the start of this ball game. We London, Connecticut with a record now of 53-17, matched up with Guyanabo, Puerto Rico, last year's winner at 30-7. Run down today's starting lineups for you.
I'd like to introduce John Austin.
This afternoon's ball game here in Kokomo, Indiana. The United Connecticut Club launched at a coin toss, but it will be the Disney Ball Club today. They'll be leading off with second baseman Adrian Clark. So Clark will lead off and play second base. Robbie Russell will be the right field batting second. Dave Manhart is the young man who plays the baseball in South Carolina. Will be on the mound today. So Manhart will be doing the pitching fourth and Monty hitting third. Dave Piella will bat as a cleanup and do the catching. A big home run from Piella yesterday. That tied up the ball game with the Sacramento before the California Club came back with 5 runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Barry Toohey will play at first base and bat fifth. Billy Gardner is the shortstop. He had the pitching yesterday. The scouting pitching, he'll bat sixth. Ryan Mercado's out of left field hitting seventh. Matt McGinnis will play third base and bat eighth. And Chip Davis will be in center field hitting ninth. So that's the scouting lineup today. Meanwhile, for the Guyanabo Puerto Rican club, that was leading things off with right fielder Adrian Zabone. Albert Rasciro will play first base and bat second. Javier Gonzalez will be in left field batting third. Carlos Pereira will play shortstop and get fourth. Edwin Alicia will be at second base batting fifth. Jose Ramos will be the catching and bat sixth. Jose Ramos will play third base and bat seventh. Hugo Cano will be on center field batting eighth. And Jaime Colon will be on the mound doing the catching today for Guyanabo, Puerto Rico. And Colon will bat ninth. And Mark, I'm looking forward to an interesting matchup here in this ball game.
The umpire of game number 5 behind home plate, Roger Broom. At first base, Warren Bento. At second base, Donald Proctor. And at third base, Robert Martinek.
4-0 for Colas, 7-1 for
He's struggling, yeah. Warren Benko's from Highland. Yeah.
Which one's he from Highland?
Warren Benko. He'll be first base umpire this game. Marcinek will be at third.
Yeah. Left-hander on
I'm ready. This is the 5th game of the American Legion Baseball 1985 World Series in Kokomo, Indiana. These two teams are in the losers bracket. Last year's winner, Guyanabo, Puerto Rico, if you want to put the R's in there, playing against New London, Connecticut, both teams losing in the first round. The umpires for today's 5th game behind the plate will be Roger Grooms of Cincinnati, Ohio. At first base, Warren Benko of Highland, Indiana. At second base, Donald Proctor of Burlington, Iowa. And at third base, Robert Marcinek of East Chicago, Indiana. Those are the umpires. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. Batting for New London, the number 1 batter will be Adrian Clark, playing second base. The number 2 batter, Robert Russell, playing right field. The number 3 batter, David Minhart, the pitcher. The number 4 batter and cleanup batter, the catcher, David Piella. The number 5 batter, the first baseman, Barry Toohey. The number 6 batter, the shortstop, William Gardner. The number 7 batter, the left fielder, Brian Mercado. The number 8 batter, the third baseman, Matthew McGinnis. And the number 9 batter, the center fielder, Chip Davis. For Puerto Rico, the pitcher is Jaime Colon. He is a left-hander, and catching is Jose Ramos. So the first batter for New London, Connecticut, stepping in to start this 5th game of the series, will be Adrian Clark. I'm Dick Stewart, along with me, Paul Enix, doing the color and filling us in with all those interesting facts and figures that he has up there somewhere in his head or in that little book that's down in front of him, one of the two. Okay, and here we go. This is the first time, of course, that we have seen this young pitcher. And the left-hander winds and throws, and it is a ball one. Jaime Colan. The second pitch is a bit high, and it is ball two. A tall, lanky left-hander, Paul. You might take a look and see just how tall this young man is, but he's another one of those big ones for Puerto Rico. That's ball three. And see, I asked him a question. Now he's got to start looking and finding. It's Jaime. Oh, okay, I found it. He's 6'4", 180 pounds. Thank you, sir. And the count is 3-0. A call, strike one, and we have an umpire who's going to let us know when there's a strike. We can hear him up in the press box, a la Dutch Reynolds style. And the next pitch, it's a little high, and it's ball four. So Cologne starts off giving up a base runner to New London, Connecticut, as Adrian Clark makes it to first base. So Robert Russell, the right fielder, steps in. This is the second time around now. We've seen all of the teams, the 8 teams here in the World Series at Kokomo, Indiana, the city of firsts, playing in beautiful Highland Park. And the left-hander fires, calls, strike one, right down the middle that time. He's got a lot of arm and leg motion out there.
Big, long, lanky. Looks like he's all arms and legs coming at you, Dick.
So it's strike one on Russell. Russell steps out. Pitcher took a little too much time. Jose Ramos, the catcher. Here's the look and the throw to first base. In left field, Javier Gonzalez. In center field, it's Hugo Cato. In right field, Adrian Pabon. And another throw to first base. They've got him picked off, and he is out. So a good pickoff play, and Clark is out 1-3. Picked him off first base.
Tremendous move to first, Dick. He had him dead to right. Just looked like he was coming home and went to him, and just good way to get a runner off there.
You have to be so careful when that left-handed pitcher is looking straight at you, and the big guy fired it over there. Here's a swing and a miss, and it's strike two. On the infield for Puerto Rico, at third base, we have Jose Pagan. At shortstop, Carlos Baerga. Swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. There are 2 away. At second base is Edwin Alicia. And over at first base is Alberto Bracero. It's Jaime Colan, the pitcher, and Jose Ramos, the catcher. So David Minhart, the pitcher in today's game, steps up. He'll be batting left-handed. David Minhart, wearing a big number 7 on his back, and takes a strike right over the middle of the plate. And the big boy can throw pretty hard, Paul.
Yes, he has got a good pitch. Good variety of pitches. He just real smooth, nothing real hard, but just a good variety of pitches.
And sidearm, and the ball is popped up. Going over and getting under it is Jose Pagan, and he flies out to the third baseman. And so in the first inning, it's 1-2-3, no runs, no hits, no errors, and no score. The score at the first half of the first inning is New London, nothing, Puerto Rico, nothing.
Off the first inning for New London, Connecticut. No runs, no hits, nobody left, and no Puerto Rico errors. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 7 keys in the press box. One is from the World's End, which is the 8 days in, out on the bypass.
GTO 15, okay, and
Identify your rim. First 3 batters for Guyanabo, Puerto Rico, on the bottom of the
Okay, warming up on the mound for
First baseman, Albert.
Newland, Connecticut is David Minhart. Minhart played in the first game, but did not pitch, of course.
Battering for Newland.
And looks like he's a very hard thrower. The first batter now for Puerto Rico will be Adrian Pabon. Adrian Pabon plays right field. Still throwing the warm-up throws there as I get one of those little flies, one of those little boogers out of my coat. He's not going to drink Coke. He's not going to drink much.
Not much. He just little guy. Just a little guy.
That's true. I hope that's what he was doing. Was never mind. Well, I about choked on that drink of Coke. Okay, no score here in the first inning, bottom half of the first. We're in our 5th game in the tournament, and this is the 3rd game, really, the start of the 3rd game. We had the ending of a game that had been postponed by rain early this morning. Then we had our 4th and final game of the first round, and now we're into the games that will start eliminating somebody. There's a foul ball as Pabon takes a good cut at that one. Turn a little light on the subject here. Helps a little bit. When you get old like us, Paul, and you have to use reading glasses, you see, there's a ball a little bit low. Need all the light you can get, right?
I forgot my glasses, but I have my contacts on.
Okay, that's all that matters. You had your glasses yesterday.
I wrote big.
That's good. There's a foul ball, strike 2. There's no score in this ball game. We're in the bottom of the first inning, and last year's World Series champions, Guyanabo, Puerto Rico. I studied Spanish in college, and I had some Puerto Rican friends, and they always laughed at the way I pronounced it. I guess it wasn't right. And he swings and gets a piece of the ball. Did they call that a strike?
No, I know a couple Spanish words like taco and burrito.
Yeah, taco and burrito. Anything that has to do with food, you know, you would know. So it's 2-2, as they said he did not swing. So Adrian Pabon hanging in there against David Minhart. Minhart rears back, fires. It's a ball outside, and we've got a full count. So Minhart close to losing this first man up for Puerto Rico. This is our 3rd session here at Highland Park. There's the ball 4, and it's low. So Pabon gets on base for Puerto Rico. And from what we saw in that first game with Puerto Rico, you don't want to give them much opportunity.
Well, you sure don't want to get down to their middle of their lineup because they're a bunch of power hitters. But not only that, the speed they have, Dick, is super. So they're going to run on you. That's just part of their game. So, in fact, I think they've won a lot of games by their running part of it. So, when you put them on walks, you're going to pay for it.
Coming up is Alberto Bracero. He's the first baseman, left-handed batter. On the split screen, you see the runner standing on the bag right now. He'll lead off momentarily. The batter stepping in now. And there's the throw to first, and he's back safely.
Chris Bracero is one of the best defensive players I've seen in the tournament. I watched yesterday. Tremendous, super defensive player.
And fakes the bunt. And there's the pitch out and the steal, and he is out of there. Thrown out from the catcher, and that was a beautiful throw from David Piella. Piella has a great arm on him, so he gunned him down. 2-6, and Pabon was caught stealing. Well, they must have picked up a signal there. Alberto Bracero, and it is 1-1. So David Minhart gets out of a little trouble there by getting the base runner. There's a fake bunt, and it wasn't a fake bunt. He tried to pull it back, didn't get it back in time, and it's strike 2. And Minhart threw the ball hard that time.
got a real good fastball, Dick. He's got a just throws real hard. I haven't seen his breaking pitch that much, but there it is.
And there's a ball hit out into left field. The left fielder comes in. That's Brian Mercado, and Brian catches the ball for out number 2. So there's 2 up and 2 down. That brings up Javier Gonzalez.
Javier Gonzalez.
Gonzalez playing left field.
Are we gonna keep our trend, or are we gonna shut him out the first inning here?
Well, we're within 1 out of having the first game of the series. There was no pitch, as the umpire called time. The first game of the series that without somebody scoring. If we in the first inning, if we can get this man out. So let's see what happens. Gonzalez, and that's a breaking ball. It's a little low, and that's ball 1. David Minhard, David Piello, the battery. It's Mercado, Davis, and Russell left to right in the outfield. McGinnis, Gardner, Clark, and Tui left to right in the infield. There's a called strike, and it's 1-1. I do like an umpire that is very positive about his strike calls. There's a ball hit high in the air and over the right field bleachers, and that's strike 2. So Gonzalez steps back in there as David Minhard gets a new baseball.
Tomorrow afternoon, it would be playing until 5:05 at tomorrow Eastern Standard Time.
He looks in and fires a little bit low, and it's ball 2. 2-2 the count. 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the first inning. Puerto Rico the home team, Connecticut the visitor. There's a swing and a miss as he reached for that one, and it curved outside. So there's no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. And the score at the end of the first inning of play is Puerto Rico nothing, Connecticut nothing. That's right. Paul is just full of those little gems. Like to kid you. You want to have such a rumor.
No, we don't have anything with them. I'm glad to let them use it if they get anything for us next year, but I haven't been in contact with them. I don't even know anybody at the station.
Get out of here, Fly.
Yeah.
Shoot, Fly. Don't bother me.
First 3 batters for New London, top of the second inning. Catcher Dave Tila.
Top of the second inning, and New London coming to bat against Guyanabo, Puerto Rico. And it will be David Piela, the catcher, coming to bat. Jose Ramos, the catcher for Puerto Rico, and Jaime Colon, the pitcher, left-hander. So stepping in, David Piela. David popped the ball out of the park, as I recall yesterday. We'll take a look here in a moment. That's the ball on the inside. Ball 1.
Changing the defensive alignment as the center fielder Mercado was playing field over in right center field, but quickly has been instructed to move over on the.
Here's a foul ball out of play, and it's 1-1. Taking a look at David, he did hit a home run in the 7th inning. He struck out 3 times yesterday and was thrown out by the shortstop, but he popped one out of here and drove in 3 runs. Here's a called strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Barry Tui on deck, the first baseman. And here's the pitch inside by Jaime Colon. Evens are up at 2-2. Paul, you're awfully quiet. Just watching that long-legged, long-armed pitcher throw that ball. There's a ball hit foul, and the count remains the same at 2-2.
He sticks pretty much Dick to the fastball. I've counted pitches, probably just throwing a couple breaking pitches so far, so he's going with what his bread and butter must be.
Well, many pitchers early in the game will throw that fastball and then go to the breaking stuff a little bit later. So let's see what Jaime does later. The ball that was hit down the left field line comes back in, and Jaime says, that's the one I want. The count is 2-2. Jaime winds and fires, and there's a ball dribbled out to the pitcher. He picks it, fires, and got him barely. As the first baseman, Rosero, really had to stretch out, and I mean, he really did the splits on that one. So that's 1-3, and brings up Barry Toohey. Barry Toohey, a strong-looking young man. That blonde hair hanging out underneath that helmet there. It's a real chunk of a man, Paul.
He is a big fella. Big fella.
And the pitch is a little bit low. Ball one. There's a good shot of Barry. And the pitch. It's a little bit low, and that's ball two. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He missed that one about 3 or 4 inches, looked like.
He really looks like he's throwing the ball a lot harder than he is, and I think the motion has got a lot to do with the way the batter swings. He just got a lot of motion, a lot of arms and legs, and so a little late on that pitch.
And that's strike two, 2-2. Jaime Colon. Here's the pitch, and he swings and misses. That ball just dropping out of the strike zone. And that's 2 outs. 2 up and 2 down brings up William Gardner, the shortstop. Bill Gardner.
Number 18, shortstop, Billy Gardner.
Gardner's a tall, lanky kid, a little bit taller than the catcher, Jose Ramos. Looks like an athlete.
He's the one that pitched, I think. Did he pitch yesterday, Gardner?
Let's see. I believe Gardner did pitch. We'll look him up here and see what he did do. Yes, he was the pitcher. There's a ball low. You even got a good memory, Paul. Yep, tall, lanky pitcher, but not pitching today. There's a called strike. And the count goes to 1-1. 2 outs, nobody on. Bill Gardner, the batter for New London, Connecticut. That's the breaking ball outside, and it's ball two. Here's the pitch. It's outside, and it's ball three. 3-1 on William Gardner. Jaime Colon lets her fly, and there is a drive. It's deep down the left field line. The left fielder, however, getting under it, and Javier Gonzalez pulls it down for the 3rd out in the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. The score after 1.5 innings of play, 0-0.
Top of the 2nd inning for New London, no runs, no hits, Guyanabo errors, nobody left. First 3 batters for Guyanabo in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Shortstop Carlos Berga, 2nd baseman Edwin Alicia, catcher Jose Raven.
up the second inning, and Carlos Baerga
Number 26, shortstop.
steps up. He's the shortstop. Good-looking ball player. This young man, several people have told us that he has potential to be a professional. There's a swing and a miss, as he has played very well at shortstop. He was 1 for 5 in yesterday's game. A better hitter than that, according to some of the statistics we were told about. But count is 1-1 on Carlos Baerga. Good-looking batter. Good-looking ball player. David Minhart on the mound, and he fires. There's the ball hit out slowly. Third baseman gets it, fires in time. Baerga didn't like the call, but that was a bang-banger, and we're not using our instant replay, so we won't be able to look at it again, but that was a close play. Edwin Alicia, the second baseman, steps in. There's one away. Top or bottom of the second inning. Overcast, cloudy day here in Kokomo, Indiana. That ball's a bit low, and it's ball one. But after the goose drounder we had last night, we really had a rainy night last night. And we didn't quite finish our third game last night. Had to finish it this morning. We were due to do 4 yesterday and 4 today, so we're going to do 5 plus an inning and 2/3. And here is a deep fly ball to center field. Going back, making the catch is Chip Davis. And that is out, number 2. Davis went back very well, Paul, on that play, on a well-hit ball by Edwin Alicia.
Ramos coming out to bat. He probably hit one yesterday as far as any ball I've ever seen hit here. Between 450 and 500 had to be. Just when he crashed it, it left his field as fast as anything I've ever seen.
And it just kept on rolling.
It was.
Is that the one that rolled all the way out to Deffenbaugh Street?
Sure is. It went all the way there. The kids picked it up all the way there, so had to be between 450 and 500.
So Jose Ramos steps up. 2 home runs yesterday, right? Let's go back and look at just what he did do yesterday. Let's see. They were in the first game, and there is one. It's hit. It's deep. It's going. It is way back, and it is out of here. So Jose takes off right where he started yesterday. Jose Ramos hits one out of here, and the home run barrage may start again. He really got all of it as he banged that one out of here. Yesterday, Jose hit a home run his first time up. Today, he hit a home run his first time up. He got on an error yesterday, had a single, and then hit another towering home run in the 9th inning. So Jose Ramos has hit his 3rd home run in the series. So Puerto Rico has taken a 1-0 lead. And that one just kept on flying too, Paul. You don't have to get all choked up about it.
He's already got 3 home runs. The record is 5, so. You know,
well, he's got a good chance. Okay, Jose Pagan steps in. There's a ball low. So ball 1 on Jose. Jose Ramos didn't wait. He took that first pitch out of here, and that's ball 2. And Minhart might be just a little bit shaken after that towering home run. It went over about the 340, 350-foot mark and just kept on flying as it was way out of here. That's a ball low, and the count goes to 3-0 now on Pagan. Minhart trying to settle down. Fires one right down the middle, the old automatic, and that's strike 1. One to nothing. Puerto Rico has taken the lead, bottom of the second inning. Here's the next pitch. It's low, and that's ball 4. So, again, Minhart gives up a base on balls. That's the second runner by way of the base on balls. He's only given up one hit, but it was a boomer. As he went out there. That brings up the center fielder, Hugo Cutto.
15, center fielder, Hugo Cutto.
Cutto. Cutto looks at Minhart. Minhart looks at Cutto and fires. And there's a bunt down the third base line. It rolls foul, and it's strike one. In yesterday's game, Cutto had a double and a single. So he was 2 for 5 yesterday. So strike one as Cutto tried to bunt the ball down the third base line, trying to move that runner up. Here's the pitch out. There's a throw to first base, and getting back there just barely is Jose Pagan. Cutto has a ball and a strike on him on the pitch out. So they've already picked one man off, not by way of the catcher, but on a good throw by the pitcher. Pagan gets back. Barry Toohey over there at first base. There's a throw back again, and Toohey makes a swipe at him, but he's safe. Needed a little more leg room there, Paul. There's a throw over to first base. Had to push that chair back just a little bit. Watching the runner very, very closely. Here's the throw and the attempted steal. He is out of there. Out of there. He missed the bag, and he went to the outside, but on the steal, another good throw, and Pagan is out. That will mean Cutto will still be at bat when we come up in the next inning. So in the inning, there was one run on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. The score at the end of 2 innings of play, Guyanabo, Puerto Rico 1, and New London, Connecticut 0.
First 3 batters, New London, Connecticut, top of the 3rd inning. Left fielder Brian Marcado, third baseman Matt McGinnis, center fielder Chip Davis.
Doing an interview down in Moscow, and I'll walk between me and the camera. Jim Freakin running out. Hi, Frank. Gregory couldn't even sleep here.
Don't tell your partner that I thought they were on the radio yesterday.
That was so funny. You two know each other. This is Paul.
Frank Gregory. He told me about it. I thought
Oh, Frank,
let's go back a little way. Oh my God, that's
oh, I forgot we were on radio.
I remember you. I hope second
Number 21, left fielder Brian Marcado.
First batter for New London here in the top of the 3rd inning is Brian Mercado, the left fielder. Brian made that last play of the inning against Puerto Rico, pulling down the fly ball. Not the last play. The last play, of course, was the steal, but the last fly ball out there. That's ball 1 as the ball comes in a bit low from Jaime Colon. Jaime is a tall lad. Center fielder just made a move. He was over by the end of the greenery out there and moved him right over in almost straight away center field, a little bit to the left of that, actually. So the count is 2-0 as the pitch is coming in a little bit low. Jaime shakes the sign off and now gets ready to fire. Puts it right down the middle. You know, it almost looks like when he throws the ball that he is leaning back and his arm does all the work. If we look on the monitor, You look on your TV screen here. What's the movement of the pitcher now as he throws? Well, he didn't that time. He turned over, but he gets the called strike on that one. But it doesn't look like he really follows through with his body. The center field camera gives us a good look at the pitcher. And there is a ball hit very, very high. It's going deep, deep, deep to right field and caught right up against about the 290-foot mark out there. It's just another long fly ball. But Brian Ricardo sure cracked it. Matt McGinnis steps up for his first time at bat. Matt hits the ball left-handed. And we'll take a look and see if we can find out what Matt did yesterday. Didn't have a good day, did not get on base. And that's ball one for McGinnis. A good view of Matt. Matt's got that little goatee. Here's the pitch, fouled off, right back up over the press box and into the stands on the left side. Counts 1-1.
So McGinnis back in the box now as Cologne is set.
Here's the pitch, and it's a little bit low. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike on Matthew McGinnis.
I don't think it'll be too long till they start hitting him because he's not throwing real hard. He's just a normal average pitcher, but just, you know, I think his motion, Dick, has him confused a little bit because he gets such a big motion. You know?
So it's a 3-1 count, and Matt McGinnis may be getting ready to set on a fastball because he's going to have to come in with this pitch. McGinnis swinging that bat rapidly across the plate, and it's ball 4 as it was a little high. So Matt McGinnis gets on for the first time in this World Series, and that will bring up Chip Davis. Davis, the center fielder. Davis was hit by the pitcher in the 8th inning yesterday for his only time on the base, and he is picked off. That's the second time that Jaime Cologne has picked a runner off, 1-3, and there are 2 outs in the inning. And before he even threw a ball to Chip Davis, he picked Matt McGinnis off. McGinnis was a dead duck all the way, and a beautiful move to first base. And Jose Ramos comes out and says, "Okay, go ahead and walk this guy, then we'll just pick him off."
Yeah, isn't that the truth? What a move. He's just, it just looked like he's coming forward. He just,
Well, he really put that ball over there. Here's the first pitch. It's outside, ball 1. So Jaime lets him get on base, then picks him off. So, although he's had 2 base runners, he has just faced the minimum so far, called strike. You can't call that a perfect game, but if he keeps doing that, he could still just pitch to 27 pitchers, or batters rather. There's a called strike, and it's 1-2. Jaime gets that long body of his unwound and swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. And that's the 3rd out of the inning. So he's gone through the roster of New London 1 time, and there in the inning were no runs, no hits, no errors. The score at the end of 2.5 innings of play, it's Puerto Rico 1, Connecticut 0. What word's that?
First three batters from Puerto Rico in the bottom of the third. Numbers 8, 9, and 1. Julio Cato, Jaime Colon, Adrian Pabon. Couple brief announcements. American Legion Post 6 invites all World Series fans to enjoy their dining facilities. We'll be serving a buffet breakfast every morning for $3.15, all you can eat.
Roundhouse cow.
David Minhard on the mound for New London, Connecticut. His battery mate, David Piella. And Minhard has given up just one hit so far, but that was a towering home run by Jose Ramos. And he will face Jaime Colon, the pitcher, here to start the bottom of the third inning. And I beg your pardon, he'll face Hugo Cato, because Hugo was at bat when the man was picked off trying to steal. And Hugo tries to bunt the ball. So it's strike one. David Minhard. And there's music going, and the umpire said, "Would you shut the music off, please?" And they did. Somebody forgot to turn it off when the game started. And that was a loud song, evidently, and that's a ball. He didn't want to break his concentration. He has only one thing to worry about: balls, strikes, and people trying to score at home plate. Unless there's a fly ball and the base umpire goes running down the line, and there's another ball. Then he has to go out and cover the base, maybe. But count is moved up to 3-1 on Cato. Cato tried to bunt that first one, and then 3 straight balls. Here's the pitch, and it's low, and he walks him. So that is 3 times now that Minhard has walked a runner. So far, the walks have not hurt him, but you never know. Now the pitcher, Jaime Colon. Let's see if Jaime is going to bunt the ball, or if he's a type of batter that really swings away. He's got a big strike zone, Paul.
Say he's 6'4", I think, didn't we say? And there he goes, bunting the ball. Good bunt.
And he bunted it beautifully, and the throw to second. There's the force out. A good play by David Minhard. Now, Minhard being an infielder, that helps him when he's on the mound.
Catcher also was hollering all the time, go to second, and they help each other. And as they do, it works out a lot better because they know where they're going. And if he doesn't get him, then it's not his fault because he's doing what they tell him to do.
That's right, and he had the time. So Jaime bunted, but he bunted the ball a little bit too hard, and Minhard made a fine play. That brings up Adrian Pabon. There's a ball outside, and it's ball 1. Minhard now would like to get the double play and get out of this inning. His team trailing by 1 run. Bottom of the third inning. There is a ball bunted at and missed, and a quick throw to first base. Almost picked Jaime off, but Barry Toohey couldn't hang on to it. But a quick throw by David Piella. 1-1 to count on Adrian Pabon, batting for his second time. Was walked the first time up. Was thrown out stealing. That's correct. And a quick throw to first base as they tried to pick off Jaime Colon. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball high and outside. Ball 2.
Another advantage of throwing out the man with the force out on that bunt is because that puts your pitcher on base, running the bases, Dick, and it's not easy on him.
That's right. Does tend to wear him out. There's a ball hit hard, line drive, double play ball back to the first baseman, and that retires the side. Well, that was revolting development there for Puerto Rico, but a good play by the shortstop. And that ends the inning with no runs, no hits, no errors, no one left on. The score at the end of 3 innings, Puerto Rico 1, New London, Connecticut nothing.
First 3 batters for New London, Connecticut, and top of the order, Adrian Clark, Bobby Russell, and Ben Hart.
Somebody has to work, he said. I knew it did.
Located directly behind home plate in outside the park, the Raleigh Sports Caravan on tour of the United States in 1985. This caravan is a mobile glove workshop that customizes, designs, and repairs sports equipment for professional baseball players during spring training and throughout the baseball season. We'll be appearing at Major League ballparks, Major League sporting dealers, tournaments, and all major sports. The caravan has drawn thousands of fans at major and minor league ballparks, colleges, national.
Top of the 4th inning. Top of the order coming up for New London, Adrian Clark, Robert Russell, and David Minhart. Clark on the first time up on a base on balls.
All 1983 Major League Spring Training games. Also made a special appearance in the 1984 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, California.
Beg your pardon, Paul?
Miranda that pitched for Puerto Rico went to Benton.
Yes, that's right. He did go to Benton Central High School right here in Indiana. The Miranda that pitched for Puerto Rico took only his 2nd loss of the year in American Legion play, as he was 15-1. And I believe he was about 15-1 at Benton Central also. So went to high school in Indiana, pitcher yesterday for Puerto Rico. Adrian Clark steps up, takes a called strike right down the middle that time.
Walked first time he's picked off.
That's right. He walked, and then a great move by the pitcher, Jaime Colon. There's a ball bouncing away. Picked him off first base as they got him hung up between first and second. Jaime has picked 2 off so far, and that's and yeah, the only 2 runners, and that's in the first 3 innings, and that's pretty good. So he's got a good move to first base. Adrian Clark, 1-1 count. There's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and it's 1-2. Clark steps out, steps back in. The wind, no factor at all today. The flag's hanging very limply out there. Once in a while, one of the team flags flutters a little bit. There's a ball inside. That evens the count up at 2-2. The windup and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he looked bad on that cut as he strikes out, missing it about 4 inches. So there's 1 away here in the top of the 4th inning. That brings up Robert Russell, the right fielder. That's the 4th big K, the 4th strikeout for Jaime Colon, so he's striking them out at the moment, an average of 1 per inning. That's a ball on the first pitch to Robert Russell. Only 1 run in this game so far. A pitcher's duel going on. Called strike, and Robert kind of shrugged his shoulders like, oh, I wish I could see that one again. Jaime Colon, Jose Ramos, the battery for Puerto Rico. There's one in the dirt, and it's ball 2. Beautiful stadium here at Highland Park in Kokomo, Indiana, with the brick dust on the infield. Swing and a miss, strike 2. And Clark, or rather Russell, has a 2-2 count on him. Clark, the first batter in the inning, struck out. Jaime Colon working very smoothly and effectively. Time was called.
before the pitch is delivered. Struck out his first
And sometimes the umpire doesn't call time and the batter backs out. The ball is in there for a strike and he's out of there, you know. There's a swing and a miss, and he's getting them with that slow curveball, and they're swinging over the top of it, Paul. They're just dropping it in there.
The thing about it too is, Dick, it's not a hard pitch. He's just making a variety of pitches and not sticking to one thing, and because of it, the change is throwing him off. So he's pitching a smart ball game. He does not have a lot of speed, but he's just using his head on what pitches he's throwing. That's important. And of course, the catcher has a lot to do with that too, because he's calling the pitches.
And sometimes the catcher gets those signals from the dugout. Sometimes he doesn't. Talking with the winner of the last game, they said in the last two batters of the last two or three batters in the last game, they let the catcher call the pitches, and maybe they shouldn't have. There's a swing and a miss. David Minhard, the pitcher, trying to help his own cause. So 5 strikeouts now for Jaime. And there's a pitch a little bit low, and it's 1-1. We're in the top half of the 4th inning here with New London, Connecticut against Guyanabo, Puerto Rico, and that ball's outside. It's a 2-1 count. An overcast day here this afternoon in Kokomo, Indiana, but the threat of rain is gone, we understand. There's a swing and a miss. That evens the count up at 2-2 on David Minhard. David was swinging for the fences on that one. Batting left-handed. Jaime Colon seems to be getting his pitching rhythm down pretty well, and that one just missed. It's a full count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a very bad pitch, and he did strike out the side. That pitch was down and away, but David Minhard reached for it. 12 batters so far, although there have been a couple base runners. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. The score at the end of 3.5 innings of play is Puerto Rico 1 and New London, Connecticut nothing.
Have you seen any of those home runs by that Ramos? Oh my God. He's got 3. One he hit last night, about 500 yesterday.
He just kept on going.
Oh. He's really a strong hitter.
First 3 batters from Guyanabo, Puerto Rico, bottom of the 4th inning.
Guyanabo ahead here? Yeah,
1-0.
His home run?
Yes.
It went, boy. It went.
Yeah, it just went out over the trees out there.
Yesterday hit 2. One of them was as hard hit as any I ever seen hit that far.
Yeah, it just
I'm talking about when the Dodgers were here.
It just kept on going.
When the Dodgers were here, I've never seen one hit.
Bottom half of the 4th inning as Guyanabo, Puerto Rico comes up to bat. The first batter will be Alberto Bracero, the first baseman, facing David Minhard.
I've seen one house.
Bracero steps in there, and he'll bat left-handed.
Batter, number 17, first baseman, Albert Bracero.
So Minhard looks in to David Piella. Piella has a great arm. And the bunt is up and out of play against the wall. And it's strike 1 on Bracero. Trying to bunt his way on. Stepping back in now is Bracero, and there's a called strike 2. Minhard coming right at him. The count 0-2 on the first batter up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. There's a ball hit to the shortstop. He picks it up and fires across the infield, and there's one away. 6-3 on the first play of the bottom half of the fourth inning. That brings up Javier Gonzalez.
Batter number 21, Javier Gonzalez.
He's the left fielder for Guyanabo. And David Minhart looks in and fires. There's a ball right back down the third base line and dribbled foul and grabbed by David Piella, so it is strike one. Piella pounced on that thing, Paul, as soon as it went foul, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a good catcher. Real tough. He's fast. He's got his eyes. He's alert. And I'm impressed with a lot of the catchers in this series. I've seen really some super catchers. I think, well, if they get here, they're going to be tough, but that's an important job on the ball team.
That's ball one, or yes, ball one and strike one. Photographer Ed Hubbard up in the booth here taking some pictures for the local newspaper, the Kokomo Tribune, and maybe for United Press International. And there is an error on the shortstop, Bill Gardner, as he reached for the ball and was throwing before he had it. So that'll be an E6, the first error in this ball game. So now there's a runner on first base with one out as Gonzalez reaches first. So Carlos Barrega comes up. Baerga is the name, actually. Here's the throw to first. He's back. Minhart fires back to first, and he's safe again. Good camera work by our crew. Here's the throw. The ball is hit, and a solid hit to right field. They'll hold him to single and hold the runner at second base. So really hit the ball hard that time, did Baerga. And that brings up Edwin Alicia, the second baseman. Runners on first and second and one away. Puerto Rico just keeps coming at you, Paul. They just keep coming and coming.
They're just a consistent ball club, Dick. They just they do so many things well, and they may be running here, hit and run. I look for it because they got the lead, but they're just a hustling ball club.
You know, one of the advantages that teams from a country like Puerto Rico, or not a country, but it's a part of the United States, a territory, and California, is that they can play baseball all year long. And some of the other places cannot. Connecticut cannot, and Minnesota cannot because of the weather. And that makes a difference, I think. And Minhart steps off the rubber out there, and the runners move back. Alicia stepping back in.
Alicia had a double and a single yesterday. Good ball player.
So here's the throw. It's a called strike over the outside corner, says the home plate umpire. Roger Grooms from Cincinnati, Ohio, calling the balls and strikes. Minhart looks and fires, and it breaks outside, so it's a ball and a strike.
Ball and one strikeout to second baseman Edwin Alicia.
Some of the American Legion staff, World Series staff, enjoying some ice cream over here in the booth. There's the ball outside. They didn't bring us one, Paul. They're eating ice cream over there.
No, and they probably won't.
2-1 the count on Alicia. Runners on first and second. One man away. Bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitch. There's a high pop-up going over toward the fence and out of play. And that evens the count at 2-2. Dave Minhart trying to get the double play, the pop-up, the strikeout, anything right here. Keep his team in contention, because the loser of this game is the first team to be out of the tournament. Guyanabo last year came from the winner's bracket to win the American Legion World Series. There's a foul ball. Still 2-2. So Minhart struggling hard against Alicia. Alicia fighting him off.
Alicia back in now on the holding 2-2 count with the runners at the first and second.
Here's the stretch, and he fakes the throw back to second base. Shortstop Gardner running Gonzalez back over there. Here's Minhart looking in, looking at the runner, and fires. There's the ball, hard hit. It's a base hit right between first and second. That's going to score a run. And he's safe. The throw was a beautiful throw at home, but just beating it in was Javier Gonzalez, and it's a 2-0 ball game. Going to third base on the play was Carlos Baerga. And at first is Edwin Alicia with the RBI single. So that brings up Jose Ramos. His last time up, all he did was drive it over the trees out of the park down the left field line. So the big hitter for Puerto Rico steps in. And Minhart has a bit of a jam here. Ramos, there's the throw to first base, almost threw it away. Good stop over there by Barry Toohey. Toohey did a good job of stopping that ball. Here's the pitch to the plate, swing and a miss, and he broke that one off. He may not throw him any fastballs, Paul.
He's making mistakes if he does, because every pitch he's hit out, he's hit fastballs. 3 home runs, and he just plasters the ball.
So the throw back to first, the runner back. David Minhart trying to get out of a jam here. Has strike one on Ramos. Ramos has 3 home runs in the series so far. 1 in this game, 2 yesterday. There's a swing and a miss, and another breaking ball. Almost picked him off. Piella gets that ball down to first base in a hurry. A fine catcher. As Paul mentioned earlier, we have seen some excellent catchers. I'm Dick Stewart along with Paul Enix. And David Minhart back up on the rubber on the mound. Has 2 strikes on Jose Ramos. There's a fastball on the inside. It's a foul ball. And so the runners will all have to go back. Puerto Rico does have some speed. There's no doubt about that. He gave him that fast one on the inside. Now probably will come back with the curveball, try to break it away from the very strong hitting Jose Ramos, the catcher for Guyanabo, Puerto Rico. Still waiting for the runner to get back to first base. And Ramos looks at his coach, and his coach says what you're supposed to do is hit a home run. They may be. The count is 0-2. He stepped off, and he almost had that runner as he was moving. He stepped back. It was close to a balk. There's a throw to first base. The runner was going. And had he taken another step, he would have been a dead duck. 0-2. Here's the breaking ball. And he went around, said the umpire. So Ramos strikes out. And that is out number 2. Well, that's a big break there for David Minhart as he got him on the breaking curveball, and he did break it to the outside.
I knew he would. He gave him 1 fastball. It was inside. He fouled it, but when you throw him 1 fastball and you get by with it, you better throw him breaking ball, because I think that's his weakness if he has one.
Third baseman Jose Pagan steps in there. And Minhart, working hard, fires. There's the ball hit to the shortstop. He'll have to go to first. There's the throw in time. And Pagan is out 6-3. And that's the third out of the inning. In the inning, there was 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and we had 2 runners left on base. The score at the end of 4 full innings of play, Puerto Rico 2, Connecticut nothing. Big, tall, lanky left-hander. Piela waiting on Jaime to get the signal. Here's the first pitch, and there is a hit right down the third base line, and that one just inside the line. He's going to go for 2. Here's the throw, and he's out of there. So a good play by Javier Gonzalez gets Piela trying to stretch a single into a double. So 7-4, and he's out. Well, he tried to get into scoring position and just stretched it a little bit too far. Beautiful throw, right on the money. And Edwin Alicia was there to take it. Here's the next batter, and that's Barry Toohey. Toohey is the first baseman. That's ball 1. Great play out there by Javier Gonzalez. Stepping off the mound is Jaime Colon. Toohey back in. And here's the pitch, swing and a miss, as Barry Toohey took a real cut at that one. Jaime stretches and fires, swing and a miss, strike 2. And it's 1-2 now on Barry Toohey. Toohey struck out his first time up against the tall left-hander. And again, swing and a miss. He dropped it and is tagged by the catcher. And there is 2 outs in the inning. Well, a good base hit by David Piela trying to stretch it into a double was thrown out by the left fielder, and then the strikeout by Toohey. So that brings up Bill Gardner, the shortstop. Gardner flew to the left fielder the first time. And you just couldn't stand it, could you, Paul? You had to go down and get us a Dairy Queen ice cream sandwich. By George, that looks good. Doesn't that look good? Ooh. Well, you eat and I'll talk, and then you can eat mine. No, can't eat mine. Okay, Bill Gardner takes a ball and a called strike. So the count is 1-1 on Gardner. And so far, Jaime Colon, even though he's had people on base, has just pitched to the minimum. So Gardner pitched the game yesterday. Yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Only hit, huh? Single.
No, we had a hit here by David Piela here. Yes. And that's outside. One hit so far. So maybe Jaime can do what the pitcher in the first game was not able to do, hold the team to 1 hit. There's a called strike. There have been 4 pitchers in World Series play pitch 1-hitters, and it looked like we were going to have that in the first game today, but it didn't happen, and now we're working on a 1-hitter in this particular game. 2-2 on Bill Gardner. And the left-hander fires, and he hits the ball. The third baseman picks it up, throws, and a beautiful stretch again. That's 3 outs, 5-3. And the first baseman, Alberto Bracero, just doing a great job. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit and no errors. And the score, after 4.5 innings of play, Puerto Rico 2, Connecticut nothing.
Top of the 5th inning for New London, Connecticut. No runs on 1 hit. No Guyanabo errors and nobody left.
Little piece of chocolate in here looks like a little mouse.
Batters from Guyanabo, Puerto Rico in the bottom of the 5th inning. Numbers 8, 9, and 1. Hugo Cato, Jaime Colon, Adrian Pebon.
40 games on 20 single space combine space.
Directly behind the mentioned station stand as you're walking into the front gate, the U.S. Post Office has set up a cancellation stamp with the 60th anniversary American Legion World Series, along with the insignia on there. It will cancel any mail that you have at no charge.
We have played 4.5 innings, but now we got ourselves a 2-0 ball game. No runs on 1 hit for New London, Connecticut. But Cologne still faced the minimum number of batters because 3 have reached base. He's picking off 2, and the only base hit that the team was thrown out attempting to stretch it into a 2-base hit. And for Guyanabo, Puerto Rico, they got a couple of runs on 3-base hits. So in the bottom half of the 5th inning now, it will be number 8 hitter, Hugo Cato, followed by Cologne, and the batter down to number 89 below. This is always tough. After a tournament that's such a the World Series,
What about the Don?
Batter number 15, center fielder, Hugo Cato.
Bottom half of the 5th inning as Puerto Rico brings Hugo Cato to bat, the number 8 hitter. Hugo is the center fielder. The first time up, he was picked off. Here's a throw, and it's ball 1. There's a called strike as Hugo was darting out of the way there of a curveball. Hugo walked and then was picked off. There's a long fly ball to center field. Center fielder backing up, getting under it, falls down, but Chip Davis makes the catch. So a long fly ball, and there's 1 out in the inning, brings up Jaime Colon, the pitcher for Guyanabo, Puerto Rico.
Jaime Colon.
Into a fielder, he throws his first time up as he slow roller back to the pitcher, Ben Hart, right out of second base.
So Jaime, who dribbled the ball back to the pitcher and had Cato forced to second base. He wasn't actually picked off, he was just forced to second base in that inning. Steps up there and takes a strike and a ball. 1-1 on Jaime Colon. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And the next pitch is called strike 3, and Jaime Colon is out of there. That's, let me see, the third strikeout by David Minhart. That brings up Adrian Pavone, the right fielder. 2-0 the score. Puerto Rico in the lead over New London, Connecticut in the bottom of the 5th inning. Breaking ball high, and it's ball 1. Adrian walked in the first inning, was thrown out, trying to steal, then popped up to the second baseman. That's ball 2. David Minhart trying to set them down 1-2-3. Breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's strike one. Good shot there of Pavone. And the pitch, it's low for a ball, and it's ball three, strike one. Minhart close to losing Pavone here. And there's a foul ball, and it's a full count, 3-2. Breeze picking up just a little bit here. Minhart back up on the rubber. Looking in, gets the sign. And fires. There's a ball. Hard hit to the shortstop. Picks it up nicely. Fires. And he gets him. Bill Gardner to Barry Toohey. And that retires the side. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. And the score after 5 full innings of play, Puerto Rico 2, Connecticut nothing.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Puerto Rico, no runs, no hits, nobody left, no London errors. Controls after 5 complete innings. London, no runs on 1 hit. Committed 1 error and left none on base. Guyanabo, Puerto Rico, 2 runs on 3 hits. Committed no errors and left 2 on base. First 3 batters for New London, Connecticut, at top of the 6th inning. Left fielder Brian Marcado, third baseman Matt McGinnis, and center fielder Chip Davis.
Who was the doctor? Yes, sir. That's the boy that owned it at one time. He died? Yeah. He had all the money. He had all the money for the club, didn't he? He got part of it now.
Greg Bell and Mark Henry back with you now. It's last year in the play, and Giovanni Connecticut is a run.
That's a big sign. That was a big sign.
Well, if New Orleans loses the next game, I want to play the one-point game. Battling back and eventually tied up that contest at 5.
Coming to bat here in the top of the 6th inning for New London is Brian Mercado, the left fielder. He'll be followed by Matt McGinnis and by Chip Davis.
Batter number 21, left fielder Brian Marcado.
Mercado flew out the first time, and this time he drops one in front of the center fielder for a nice single. On the first pitch, he laid it right out there. So, Mercado on base now.
Matt McGinnis.
McGinnis steps up, walked the last time, and was picked off by the pitcher.
I really think, Dick, they're going to get to this fella and hit him because he's just they're batted around now and halfway through again. I think they're going to start doing some things here that's going to help him out. So let's look for it.
McGinnis went back to the dugout, I think, to get a different bat. He looked at his bat and asked the umpire if he could go back. Must have seen something wrong. Same color, but a different bat.
Probably got it out of the truck outside.
Could be. They've got one out there making bats, I understand. But not aluminum ones, I don't think. Wooden ones. All right. Matt McGinnis steps in, the left-hander. Jaime Colon looking at him. High breaking ball.
Did you notice how close he stays to first base this time?
Yes, isn't it interesting? He's not getting away from there. Ball one on McGinnis. And there's the throw over there. Good stop by Bracero because that ball was almost thrown away.
You can really tell from here, Dick, better than you could tell from first base that he's going there. The batter that's up now did the hollering that time.
And that's a ball on the inside. That's ball 2. Well, McGinnis is one of those that was picked off, the batter that's up there right now, so he's learned that move. And there's the pitch in there for a call strike on the outside corner. So Matt McGinnis trying to get a hold of one, trying to get his team back in the ball game. One swing of the bat over that right field fence, and it would be a tie game. And Jaime steps off the rubber. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and there's a ball down the third base line. He picks it up, fires to second for the force, but can't get McGinnis at first base. Nice play by the third baseman. And there's one away, and on the fielder's choice, Matt McGinnis. That was good work by the third baseman, Paul.
Very good play. That's the only play he really had because it wasn't hit very hard, so he knew where it was going.
That brings up Chip Davis, the center fielder. Chip struck out the first time up. Let's see if McGinnis gets picked off this time. He really got himself caught out there in no man's land the last time. And that one's low for ball one.
I'll guarantee he won't.
Okay. If he does, he's probably going to come out of that ball game. Chip Davis ready to face Jaime Colon, and the pitch. And there is a drive that may drop in there. Yes, it does. And it gets past him, and he's going to go for two. And coming in to score will be Matt McGinnis, and going all the way to third base and sliding in. The ball gets away, and somebody was backing it up. The pitcher was backing the throw up, so unable to get in. But that did break the ice for New London. And they're back in the ball game now with one run in. And let's see what they give him on that. They did give him a three-base hit. A three-base hit. As Chip Davis, I think that may be Chip's first hit of this tournament. And that brings up Adrian Clark. We'll go back and take a look at the last game played by New London. If we can get the book open here. And there is a drive, but going back and getting under it. And coming in for the score is Chip Davis, as Adrian Clark gets an RBI fly to left field, or right left field, and there are two outs. So we've got a tie ball game, and Paul, you said they were going to get to this young man, and they finally have. Chip Davis, in fact, did get his first hit that time at bat to drive in that RBI, and then Adrian Clark brought the man in. There's nobody left on base now as Robert Russell steps up there and takes a ball. So it's ball one, as Jaime Colon now getting in a little trouble.
You can tell every time, Dick, when they start throwing the ball high, they're not letting go of it, not following through, and he's getting tired. I think it's a matter of time now if he can just settle down. But I think he's tired because when that ball goes high, you can tell they're kind of getting a little wore out.
Well, Guyanabo in Puerto Rico, last year's champion in the American Legion World Series, trying to hang in there. The loser of this game is the first team out of the tournament. So Robert Russell now with two balls on him has a chance to get on base here, get his team in the lead. There's a ball inside.
He had 7 strikeouts before this inning, and he hasn't struck out anybody. It's the lower part of the lineup, so you can tell he's kind of getting a little wore out.
I almost popped you in the mouth with the microphone that time as I handed it over there, so watch that. There's a hard hit ball down the third base line. Third baseman's got it. The throw across the infield. He gets him, and another great play by Alberto Bracero at first base as Jose Pagon throws that ball across from third base. And that retires the side. But in the inning, we have 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and the score at the end of 5.5 innings of play is New London, Connecticut 2, Guyanabo, Puerto Rico 2.
It may take me a long time to eat this, but I will get that.
Three batters for Guyanabo. Sixth inning, numbers 2, 3, and 4. Albert Zero, Javier Gonzalez, Carlos Margot.
He just came out to the bat. Here's that one on.
Anytime I'm about 8 minutes to 3.
I don't remember seeing it. Carol, let me ask you this. Carol, let me ask you this. Is this a nasty? Just a nasty of the American? No, I didn't see it.
Now that is Eastern Standard, Central Daylight.
Baseball stand.
You're giving me my choice, I'll take it.
Bottom of the 6th inning, and the first batter for Puerto Rico will be Alberto Bracero. He has flown out to the left fielder and been thrown out by the shortstop. Still on the mound, David Minhard. There's a ball, a little bit high. And it's a 2-2 ball game, Paul, and it's just like starting over.
New game.
There's a ball bunted down the third base line, and it is a good one. They're going to let it roll, and it rolls foul. Strike one. It was just almost on the line, and it rolled and just got off the line. The umpire was looking straight down. He was there.
I tell you what, that was one of the prettiest bunts I've ever seen. Must have hit something because it wasn't a half inch off. He stayed out on top of it.
But it just kept slowly going foul.
It's a good thing they didn't pick it up because they'd never had him.
No way. So, Bracero smiles as he comes back and picks up the bat. Beautiful bunt. So, Bracero, the left-handed hitter, steps back in there with the count 1-1. And there's a called strike, strike two. Minhart fires that ball in there that time. A hard fastball. There's a high fly ball. A left fielder coming in. He says, I've got it, and he pulls it down. Robert Russell gets under that one. So Bracero flies to the right fielder for the first out of the inning. And that will bring up the left fielder, Javier Gonzalez. Gonzalez struck out the first inning and got on base on an error and scored in the fourth. The first pitch to Gonzalez is a called strike. That was a beautiful curveball.
Good breaking ball. He hasn't thrown a whole lot. I think he'd be more effective if he would because he's got a good fastball.
Catcher decided to move center fielder Chip Davis back a little bit. Maybe he remembered something from earlier. Although there's a curveball in there. What a beautiful breaking ball. But Gonzalez has not hit one to center field, so I don't know. But anyway, David Piella just felt a little more secure with Chip Davis back a little bit. You know, you can come in easier than you can go out. There's the fastball, and there is a hard hit ball. It's going to fall in there down the left field line. And a single. Maybe he should have thrown another curveball.
Made him look bad on two curveballs and then throws him a bread and butter pitch, and he hits it.
David Piella looked over at his coach just then, and he went like this, showing the coach that that ball was up and not down where it should have been. So on first base is Gonzalez, and Carlos Baerga steps in there. He singled the last time. This is that fine shortstop. Very quick is Baerga. Well, we'll watch and see if they're going to run. Paul says they may be running here. There's a swing and a miss on a high, hard one. He put some steam on that one. It's Minhart and Piella, the battery. McGinnis, Gardner, Clark, and Tui around the infield left to right, and Mercado, Davis, and Russell in the outfield. There's a throw to first base, and he's back. Beautiful color here on our monitor today. The sun shining at Kokomo, Indiana. There's a ball outside, and it's 1-1. And Minhart throwing hard right now. Those last two pitches really had some steam on them.
Well, that's what he's got to do, because he's got to keep them off balance, and if he keeps throwing like he does, he's pitched a good ball game. It's been a good ball game. Both pitchers just really pitched. Both pitchers pitched a good game.
Thrower at first gets away, but not far enough from Barry Tui to let the runner advance. It's ball one, strike one on Carlos Baerga. Here's a pitch. It's a little bit low. Ball two. David Minhart trying to hang in there. Steps back up on the mound, and Baerga steps back in. Here's the pitch, fouled off over the left field stands, and it's 2-2.
May be the pitch he may be running. 2-2. He's really got to come down with him, so they may hit and run here on him.
And of course, it is a pitch that you might be expecting the curveball on too. Try to get the strikeout. And we'll take a look. The runner leads off. There's a throw to first. And they're watching him. Minhart has a pretty good move to first base. Not quite as good as Jaime Colons, though. Here's the swing and a miss, and he struck him out. So there are two away. That brings up Edwin Alicia. Alicia has a single in the last time at bat in the fourth inning. That's the fourth strikeout for Minhart. And he's spread those out. One in the first, one in the fourth, one in the fifth, and now one in the sixth. Alicia stepping in there, has a single. Last time at bat. Watching that runner closely over at first base. Gonzalez now stepping out of there is the batter.
I believe I would watch him close, because with this man up, I don't think they want that catcher leading off next inning anyhow. So they may run him. They may run him.
A ball, as the curveball didn't break down enough. Javier Gonzalez on first base. Alicia, the batter. Minhart, the pitcher. And the throw, and there's a ball hit to the second baseman. He'll come to first and gets the easy out. And it is 4-3, and that's the third out in the inning. So for the inning, there were no runs on one hit and no errors. One man left on base, and the score at the end of 6 full innings of play. Puerto Rico 2, Connecticut 2, and now it's getting down to the nitty-gritty with just 3 innings to go.
Well, they won't go with either pitcher very long, I don't think, Dick, because if they've got any relief at all, if they get a man or two on base, they better bring in their ace reliever, because this is bread and butter. It's either now or never, because they go home if they lose. So it's just about, it's payday now. So you got to go or you're gone.
And they don't want to leave Kokomo, Indiana. It's kind of a nice place.
It's beautiful here. It's just beautiful.
Okay. So back up on the mound is Jaime Colon. Jose Ramos, his battery mate, and he is a good catcher. Can hit the ball. And he's got a great arm, and he can catch the ball. Top of the 7th inning, the first batter will be David Minhart, the pitcher. He could help his cause. Hasn't been on base in this game. Still, the wind no factor. An overcast day, although it's not real cloudy. It's it's a good day for the outfielders, really.
It's really a good day for baseball, Dick, because it's not too hot, and it is some humid, but nothing like it was yesterday, and it's a perfect day for baseball as long as we can keep the rain away.
Well, we've got 3 more games after this one, so let's hope it stays that way. This is the second full game that we've had today here at Highland Park in Kokomo, Indiana, plus 1 2/3 innings of a rain-delayed game from last night, which was delayed 14 hours and 14 minutes, if you consider an all-night delay. So stepping in there is David Minhart, the pitcher. And Hamie Thurows bounces one in. So it's ball 1. Hamie looked over at his coach after that. Nobody warming up for either team. And Roger Grooms moves back behind the plate, the umpire. Out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's the pitch. It's a little high, ball 2. And Jaime might be getting just a little tired. You kind of watch the bullpen down there, if you will, Paul. There's ball 3, and it's low. And they still haven't come out of the dugout, as Jaime now is behind 3-0 to the pitcher, David Minhart. And that's ball 4, and he walks him. 4 pitches.
Well, they're going to have to warm somebody up because throwing a lot of pitches. We're in the 7th inning, and there's only 3 left. So he's got to do something here. So I look for him to put somebody in the bullpen here real quick.
David Piella, the last time up, got a single and was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. That's why you were down buying the ice cream, Paul. And he really did smack the ball well down the left field line. Let's see what Big Dave can do this time. He's a good-looking ball player. And the ball bounces in, and he won't have to sacrifice because going to second base on the wild pitch is David Minhart. Well, we've seen 4 or 5 wild pitches in this tournament so far. So that's ball 1, and Minhart now in scoring position, and somebody, I believe, is going to the bullpen.
Israel Gonzalez going to bullpen, number 34, number 30.
Maybe a little bit late here because a man in scoring position, and it looks like Jaime has lost his control. 4 straight pitches, 5 straight balls. There's a ball hit down to the shortstop, and the throw is in time. Coming back down on that bag on the high throw was Alberto Bracero on the throw from Carlos Baerga. So he got him, and they held the runner on second base. So there's 1 away. And Barry Toohey steps in. Barry has struck out twice, so he would like to do some damage here. As Jaime Colon still on the mound. Here's the pitch, bounces in, and heading for third base is David Minhart. Now he's in scoring position, and Jose Ramos holds his hands up and says, hey, what's going on? So, another wild pitch. 1 away.
We might see a squeeze here. I don't know. They may do something. I'm not sure. Let's see.
Well, Toohey hasn't been able to hit the ball so far, and that's ball 2 on him. So he might try that because he hasn't tried to bunt yet. It would be an interesting time. And there's a well-hit ball. He's going to get the run in. That ball is out of here. So Barry Toohey, who had struck out twice, gets the home run, and so the home run now has become the nemesis of Jaime Colon. He's given up 2, and it is now a 4-2 game, and New London has taken the lead over Puerto Rico, last year's World Series champions. Let's see if the manager's coming out yet. Well, nobody on. He's not coming out.
Dick, I tell you, when you walk a man on 4 pitches, you just better do something because his control was bad, and he has to groove the ball to get it over. You're going to be in trouble every time, Dick. That's just the way it's going to be. And I'm sure if their pitcher gets in trouble. New London's pitcher gets in trouble.
There's another drive.
The bottom of this inning. It may be.
Oh, back against the wall. Javier Gonzalez pulls it down as Bill Gardner really got a piece of it. That's the second time he's done that today. And that's out number 2. That brings up Brian Mercado, the left fielder. So 2 men in a row have got a lot of baseball there.
I'm telling you, when it starts hitting the ball like that, you better do something. And I'm sure if New London's pitcher gets in trouble, they'll have him out of there right away because they're not going to. It's late in the game, and if you've got an ace in the bullpen, you better get him out. You know.
Okay, Brian Mercado steps in. He has hit the ball to right field and to the third baseman, and there is a drive. It is foul. Oh, he got it all. Foul ball, strike 1. Just a long strike, and now, well, it looks like somebody coming up getting a bat, so probably if they do get through this inning, they're going to pinch hit for the pitcher. He is the 4th man up, that's right. So Mercado, who cracked that ball, gets another shot at it. This one's outside, ball 1, strike 1, ball 1. That was about as long a strike as we've seen out of the park. So Jaime Colon having a little trouble here. That's in the dirt, and it's ball 2. 2-1. So Puerto Rico in some trouble now as New London, Connecticut has taken a 4-2 lead. And Brian Mercado did get a single the last time up, so he steps back in there with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And there is a ball, and it's 3-1. So Mercado trying to work his way on base. Jaime Colon fires, and there's a ball hit foul down the third base line. Coach makes a nice play, and the count goes full. We're in the 7th inning, the top half of the 7th inning. Puerto Rico has 3 more times at bat after New London is done, if they need it. Right now they need it. They're behind by 2 runs. There's a swing and a miss, and he struck him out to retire the side. In the inning, however, there were 2 runs on 1 base hit, no errors, nobody left on, and the score at the end of 6.5 innings is New London, Connecticut 4 and Guyanabo, Puerto Rico 2.
First 3 batters for Guyanabo, bottom of the 7th inning. The catcher, Jose Ramos. Third baseman, Jose Pagan. Center fielder, Hugo Cutler.
We're going like that. You and I are going because we're going to change it. We might come in later, so you don't know. I know he's going, yeah. We just hang out and we went
Nasa. Yes. New London hasn't left anyone on base yet in this game. Is that going to be a record if they don't do it? I want to know if it's ever been said. You don't know? I have all my junk over there. This would be the first time you didn't know the answer to this question. I did know that
It was brought to my attention that New London has taken advantage of its opportunity.
You're right.
Let the base runner
This is the first time, except yesterday when you didn't know what
they have yet to swing the base runner, or every base runner that has not been picked up.
Bottom half of the 7th inning now as Puerto Rico comes to bat, and they bring up their home run hitter, Jose Ramos. He's hit 3 in the tournament so far. And there's a pitch inside, and it hit him. It hit him. And so, I beg your pardon, Paul?
I think I was just as well. I shouldn't say that, but it's probably better off they hit him.
Well, not hurt him, just hit him. Okay, so Ramos is on base, and that brings up Jose Pagan. And of course, again, one stroke of the bat, and it's back to a tie ball game. So Minhart, they'll be watching him very carefully. And now the catcher goes out to talk to him. A little stalling tactic here, as I think they're getting somebody in the bullpen.
I think they have to, Dick, because hey, it's late, and you know from yesterday, this game could be just tied in the swing of the bat because Puerto Rico's got some hitters, and I wouldn't take a chance. If they do, I'll be surprised. So somebody's going to warm up soon for them, I'm sure.
Here's the pitch, and there's a drive, and it's way back, and it is out of here. And we have a tie ball game as Jose Pagan hits the home run, and it is tied up in the bottom of the 7th, 4-4, and the home run does it again. Now, Jose had not done anything. He had walked, had been thrown out trying to steal. He had hit the ball to the shortstop, and then he steps up and he hits the home run. Umpire talking to the first baseman down there. They're having a good laugh, but it isn't funny to either team right here because, okay, Hugo Canto stepping in there, the center fielder. There's nobody out, and that's called strike one. Well, I tell you. There's a hard hit ball, and rushing for it, can't get it, is the center fielder. Gets by him. That's going to go in there for a double. And ending up at second base now is Hugo Canto. So Puerto Rico making a charge, and David Minhart having a tough 7th inning. Still nobody warming up. The manager is getting up, though. A hit and an error, okay. Single and an error. So we'll give him a single and an error. So that will be E8. Well, a tough inning now for David Minhart after his team came through to tie up the ball game. Now someone's running down to the bullpen to start warming up.
Here's the stats on the pitcher. He's going out for pinch hitter. On Jaime, that's what he's doing. Give up 4 runs.
Okay, Jaime is being taken out. Jaime Colon is being taken out. He's given up 4 runs, has 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 4 hits. And coming in is Alicia. Oh, Adrian Pabon is coming in? Oh, I beg your pardon. Okay. No, Adrian Pabon is in the ball game. Yeah, let's double check that. 35, number 35. This is another Alicia. Number 35, pinch hitting for Jaime Colon. Runner on second, 2 runs in, nobody out. And Ivan Alicia, left-handed batter. There's a ball in the dirt, and it's ball 1. And warming up is number 13 down there for the young men from New London, Connecticut. And let's see who number 13 is for New London.
Petchark.
Okay, Charles Petchark is warming up. And the count is ball 1, strike 1 on Alicia. Pinch hitter. Minhart looks at the runner and fires, and there's a foul ball out of play, and it's strike 2. Well, both pitchers getting in trouble in the 7th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the pinch hitter. Minhart fires inside in the dirt. Good stomp that time by David Piella. And that's ball 2, strike 2.
I wouldn't leave him in too long, Dick. It's the bottom of the 7th inning, and you know, it's getting awful late. If it's relievers anything at all, I wouldn't leave him in too long. They're going to get in trouble. You know how they swing the bats.
They do swing the bats. There's no doubt about that. There's a ball inside the throw down to second base, and Piella is not afraid to throw that baseball.
Oh, he's not. Super arm, just a great catcher.
So the count is full at 3-2. Nobody out. 2 men in, 1 man on. The score is tied at 4. What had been a pitcher's duel has suddenly turned into a hitter's paradise. There's a foul ball. Alicia swinging a bit late on that one. Petchark throwing very hard down in the bullpen. And he looks at the runner and fires, and there is a high fly ball. It is curling foul. Nobody could get to it. Brian Mercado was rushing out there, but he couldn't get to the ball. And it's still a full count as David Minhart trying to get out of a jam. So Minhart looks back in at Piella as Ivan Alicia, the pinch hitter, stands in. There's the ball inside, and he walks him. So there's runners on first and second now. The force play is set up. 2 runs are now in. And Petchark still warming up as the coach is waiting to take him out.
They're going to stay with him too long, Dick, if they're not careful. He's not throwing as hard as he did, and his control was just not what it was. And so they really need to be careful because, you know, it's late. It's 7th. They only got 2 more bats, and they ought to really think about it.
And they're pulling the first baseman and third baseman in, expecting the bunt. So a well-hit ball can get through there easily. There is a called strike. And if you noticed, the shortstop was over behind the runner at second base. There was a big hole.
I don't think he's going to bunt.
Not if they leave that space open like that, with the third baseman coming in and the shortstop going to second base. That hole is just tremendous. That's strike 1. He was completely over at the bag when that pitch was thrown. Here's the pitch. He faked the bunt. There's a throw to first base. Oh, had the first baseman been just a little bit closer, they would have had him. That was a great throw by David Piella. This catcher really impresses me.
He is. He's super. Big, strong kid, and just he thinks all the time. He's always watching what's going on.
The kind of a guy that makes a good manager because he's thinking all the time. Count is 1-1 now on Adrian Pabon. And the pitch, it's a call. Strike 2. I love that strike call. I met Dutch Rennert in Chicago 2 years ago, and Lee Wire and some of those guys, and in fact got invited into the umpire's locker room, which is against the National League rules, but since my son had been to school to one of the umpires, they invited us in. And Dutch is such a congenial guy, and so's Lee, but I just love his strike call. You know, he turns and yells it out. You don't need a microphone to pick him up all over the park. And this guy, much the same way, really yells them out. Counts 2-2, and Minhart really needs this out. That's full count. The runners will be going on the next pitch because the count is full. Well, they might not, but I wouldn't bet that they wouldn't, Paul.
Me either. Not the way they run. I'd run them.
I think they'll go. And they're not. And there's a foul ball. They did not go. So the coach, he's using his head and not losing his cool, and says, well, let's just be careful with it. We got runners in scoring position. So back again, Pavone fighting against David Minhart. Minhart trying to get out of a jam. The score tied. Bottom of the 7th inning. 2 runners on. Nobody out. Here we go. Minhart looks at the runners, and stepping out of there is Pabon, and that one was right down the middle, Paul.
No doubt.
but it was no pitch because time had been called. Okay, here we go. Here's the pitch, and there is a high fly ball, deep, 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 deep. It's out of here, and that is a 3-run home run by Adrian Pabon. Well, Puerto Rico has come back after getting themselves tied up at 4. Now have come back with a big 4-run inning, and there is nobody out. Now the manager is coming out. Looks like David Minhart is gone, but it may be too late as Puerto Rico fighting from the loser's bracket, trying to stay in it.
I guess I'm up here, Dick, but you know what I just said, because I just feel like when you get behind and you got to walk and you can't go with them. There's just no way you can stay in with a pitcher that's being hit like he is. And Dick, one pitch too late may be too late, you know, for good. And so there it is now. It's 7-4, and it's going to take something to come back now.
Well, it looks to me like Petchart is coming in. He started to come in yesterday and didn't get to come in. So Petchart coming in. Let's see who is going out of the ball game. Because going to center field is the pitcher, Minhart. So Minhart goes to center field. And coming out of the ball game is Chip Davis. So Petchart will actually be entering the game in the number 9 spot for Davis. Davis coming to the dugout. So Petchart warming up. We haven't seen him yet. He started to come in yesterday and then did not make it as they made a switch on the field. So a big, big inning here in the 7th for Puerto Rico. And that means that Connecticut's going to have to make that comeback again.
They may not need that 3 times at bat. You remember we talked about it a while ago.
That's right. They may not need it now. So it's 7-4 now as Puerto Rico has had a 5-run inning and nobody is out. And Alberto Bracero will be the first batter to face Petchart.